Hey guys, a little bit of an issue on the carnivore group that I want to speak a little bit more openly about. This is the third person that has ended up in the hospital because of a potassium deficiency. She messaged me last night and said she noticed her heart was kind of starting to flutter a lot, and then next thing you know, it was in just a matter of a time, it started beating fast. And over the next few hours, I'm assuming is what she meant, her heartbeat was racing. She went to the hospital, they tested everything out. They found out that she was severely deficient in potassium. Guys, a lot of these carnivore groups and professionals and stuff that claim they know a lot about this stuff will tell you that you don't need to supplement stuff, but a lot of them are also athletes. They've been doing it for a long time. They consume 3, 4, 5 pounds of meat per day that have enough potassium in it. You have to watch out for yourself. Quit listening to everybody. If you're a 200-pound person, a 150-pound person, and you can't consume 3, 4, 5 pounds of meat per day, you're not going to get enough potassium. You're going to have to supplement sodium and potassium. And I take magnesium before I go to bed. This is the third person that has ended up in the hospital on my carnivore group that I admin. And also there was that girl on Facebook, or not Facebook, but on YouTube. She created a video and disabled the comments because people were being so nasty about how she was relying on basically fat bombs and eating fat for the bulk of her nutrition and appetite control. She ended up in the hospital. She had a severe nutrient deficiency because she was living off so much fat in general from bulletproof coffees and fat bombs and things of that nature. Guys, you have to take care of yourself. These are not things that you can neglect. If you're on a carnivorous diet, you're going to have to get some no salt. You're going to have to get Redmond's real salt. You're going to have to get some kind of mineral electrolyte and add in, more than likely. Most of you are not going to be able to consume like me. I eat about 4 pounds of meat per day. I get plenty of potassium. I salt everything. I use tons of butter. I'm taken care of in that aspect. But there are a lot of you out there that cannot do that. But I also go spend an hour and a half to 2 hours in the gym 5 days a week. There's just something that people are neglecting here. If you're listening to a certain doctor say you don't need to supplement, if you're listening to a certain group saying you don't need to supplement, if they're telling the general people that they just don't need to supplement, they're generally wrong. You have to supplement. This is the third person on the group that has ended up in the hospital because of potassium deficiency and her heart racing like crazy because there's just no control there. Also, the water retention is crazy. Whenever you start becoming deficient in electrolytes, or if a person has something like edema or water retention in the legs and they're trying to get rid of it, and your doctor's telling you to stay away from sodium, you're already on a carnivorous diet, you're already on a low carbohydrate diet. One of the main functions of the cell is to actually absorb water and get rid of it. If you're messing up that sodium-potassium cross by staying deficient in certain minerals and electrolytes, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to get rid of it. So staying away from sodium and keeping it super low is not going to yield the effect that you really want. Anyway, if I was to recommend anything, I'd recommend a book called The Salt Fix. Read the book The Salt Fix. The doctor goes